Welcome back to WCS Europe Season 2 Premier League Grand Finals weekend. Saw a fantastic Korean final if you were up early this morning or up late last night or even during the afternoon. Brilliant, great stuff from the two Koreans down there. We're going to have our own grand final tomorrow here in WCS Europe. But before then, we have the round of 8 to go through. We've already had one match today, as we can see from the bracket, and MMA is the first man through. Despite finishing second in Group C on Wednesday, he manages to take down Hasselhoffs, who topped Group A. The rest of the games there for you throughout the day. Welmu versus MC next. Naniwa versus Doc, and our end of day will be Vortex versus Grubby, the lone surviving Zerg still in the competition. So it's time to find out our second match and our second player, who not only goes through to the semi-finals here at the European WCS, they will also advance on to the end of season finals as well. It's Welmu versus MC, and as you can see, the last 4 WCS matches in the Premier League from Welmu have all ended in defeat for the players he's played. You could almost argue that the man he beat at the start, Baby Knight, who last season had the title Legend Killer, has often passed that across to Welmu, the Finn defeating 4 big names in a row. MC, on the other hand, slightly trickier route to this quarterfinal with a 2-0 defeat against Vortex, but coming back against Titan after being a game down to win 2-1 secured him that spot in the quarterfinals. He's a 2-time GSL champion, of course, and it's time to find out a little bit more about these two players. But before we get to MC, I think it's really good we find out a little bit more from the man that not many people know much about. This is Welmu.
Hello, my name is Vesa Hovinen. I come from Finland and I play for Team Neversoft. I would describe my play style as very mechanical player, like doing a lot of timing-oriented things and doing a lot of safe openings.
He has 3 SCVs and a Marine. And a Marine. GG! Alright, game 2 goes to Welmu.
I was expecting to advance if I won the first match against Lucifer, so after I won I was very confident that I could advance.
And Welmu pushing on forwards here, keeping these Colossi alive, making it work against him. And there you go, GG! Welmu 2-1 against Lucifer.
It means a lot for me to represent Europe and Finland especially.
This has actually been a really good game from Welmu. GG! Game number 2.
I think in this full tournament, I think I could have a very good chance to even get in top 4, since it seems like there will be a lot of Protoss players and I really like to play PvP matchups, so I think I have actually quite good chances.
Welmu with 109 army supply to 16, shreds him up, GG! Welmu moves on to the round of 8, who would believe it?
The toughest player would have been MVP, but since he already lost, I think the MMA will be maybe toughest to win, but against everyone else I will be very confident.
He has beaten some very big names already, but the name he has to play next is the biggest of them all. The man who is second on the all-time list of winnings for StarCraft 2 is going to be a devilish player to get past. I almost wish somehow that Welmu had a manager behind him to harass him at the end of games or something, just so that he could be a Kimi Räikkönen of StarCraft and shout, "I know what I'm doing!" Anyway, let's move on, because MC is the man he faces, a 2-time GSL champion. Here's the man to tell you himself how round of 16 went for him.
My name is Min-Chul Jang, from SK. Nickname is MC. And from Korea, I'm playing Protoss. My playstyle is really aggressive, but I'm changing defensive style because I'm too aggressive.
His army is not in a good position to do damage. It's desperation here from Titan, and MC is capitalizing.
Season 1, round 8, players all gone. MVP is gone, Stefano is gone, Tiero is gone, my best friend is gone, and so many Protoss here. Protoss OP maybe?
He's doing a lot of damage, and once again, MC closes the gap with the main front of his force, killing off the Colossi, and the reinforcements for Titan at this base get shredded. GG!
SK Gaming is my turning point, and I have really good manager and really good CEO. So I'm really happy, but just I'm worried I'm doing bad 2013.
I mean, he's won 4 major tournaments, 2 GSL tournaments back in the day when it was the hardest tournament around there. It was the biggest and the hardest tournament, and he won it twice in a row.
But the way, MC's been playing lately is he could come in here and destroy everybody, or he could show us that, he's just not back to where he was.
I won many tournaments, but I think WCS is really big tournament. So I want going to season final this season, and we'll take season final champion.
Titan, he doesn't have the army supply. The Archon moves forward. He's doing the damage he needs to. SKMC is making this work, and Titan, with 2 Immortals, just a few Stalkers left, is not going to be able to survive the 9. So good, but not so good. So close, but so far. SKMC is the one that moves in a fantastic PvP series against Titan. But at the end of it all, it is the boss toss that goes into the round of 8.
Who do you want? Who do you want to play?
I can play Hasovs, Naniwa, and Groovy, but I beat Hasovs many times, and I lost Naniwa and Groovy many times, so I want Hasovs. Kamek, please.
Okay, you want Kamek? He is his own man, isn't he? As we said before, 2-time GSL champion, first time in the World Championship Series Europe round of 8. Desperately needs the WCS points right now to make it into the top 16, because it isn't just about who makes it through to the semi-finals today in Europe or who makes it through to the end of season finals, but it also means a great deal to these players to get as many points as they can to be in the top 16 for the finals at BlizzCon at the end of 2013. We're about to get underway, and either way you splice this one, I think we're looking at StarCraft 2 history. It's either the man who's come all the way from the ladder through Challenger into Premier League, or it's the man who's won 4 major titles that makes his way through. The return of a superhero, the return of the boss toss. Which is it to be? We're about to find out with our commentary team of Kalaris and Apollo.
So Apollo sure has changed in the...
He's gained a lot of weight.
He seems to have. Hi, Todd. How are you doing? Are you good?
I'm good. We are back.
We are back. It's going to be fun times. We have a PvP on the way. We have Welmu versus MC. I'm looking forward to this one. You have the boss toss, and then on the other hand, you have a Finnish player that's not too well known in the international grand scene, but he's certainly making a name for himself here.
Yeah, and I like that those 2 players, they gave a little bit of smack talk to each other previously when the interviews were being made, when we knew they had to face each other. Welmu was like, yes, PvP, yes, 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 and MC said, only Naniwa and Grubby have good PvP in Europe. To which Welmu looked pretty upset about, so
I'm not surprised.
Maybe a bit of bad blood here between these players who are really going to want to win this match and qualify for the World Finals.
I think a lot of people are kind of siding with Welmu in the European scene in terms of how well his PvP plays out. I just saw a tweet from Baby Knight recently saying, time to watch Welmu destroy MC or something to that effect. And
absolutely demolish.
There you go, absolutely demolish. The perfect wording, thank you very much. But there's our Matt Vetoes. Whirlwind and Derelict Watcher do leave, and now we are left with the rest. But again, MC can't underestimate Welmu here, certainly not.
And okay, I was gonna try and read their lips.
There we go, it's done.
In Protoss versus Protoss, what Matt Vito is like entirely up to the players. Like from one player to another, it's going to be completely different. Whereas in another matchup, it's kind of standard. Like you know what maps are kind of bad for the matchup, but since it's mirror, it really comes down to the personal preferences there.
And in terms of records, MC's PvP in the history of Heart of the Swarm has been a little bit more shaky than Welmu's has, with Welmu sitting at around a 74% win ratio across series, and then we have 55% for MC. And recently he has lost 2 people like Bishu, whereas Welmu just seems to beat everyone but Elfie. And you can't really take that into account because it's Elfie and he's just strange like that.
Yeah, maybe he's Welmu's kryptonite. Being from the same country and everything.
Exactly. I think they discuss it quite a bit, so they probably know each other very, very well in that regard, and then just have the weirdest of builds playing up against one another. But anyway, our map order here will be Belshire Vestige Star Station, Newkirk Precinct, Neoplanet S, and then finally Red City. So if we get all the way to the 5th map, we'll finally see a little bit of Red City that we've seen like, what, once or twice in the entirety of the season thus far? Not much.
I like that the series starts on Belshire Vestige. I always repeat it, it's my favorite map. And it's not any different in PvP, it's also super interesting. And it's one of the maps that you get to play on a lot more in ladder, generally speaking, even in mirror matches. So both players should have lots of experience on it, and with the many possibilities that are out there, I can't wait to see what these players are ready to show us. You know, this morning, I was on the bus with Finale to come here, and I asked him what does he think about MC versus Welmu. His English is not the greatest. He's putting in the effort, but he just replied 2 words. Welmu, Gosu.
Welmu Gosu? Oh, well, Finale, he's, I guess he's had to practice on the European ladder for just a little bit, and didn't he... The thing is, it's funny about Finale and Welmu, because throughout Premier qualifications and stuff like that, a very, very similar run for both of them. They both had hard times qualifying for Season 1, were not able to fully make it, made it into Challenger eventually, and actually ran up against one another once or twice, with Welmu being the victor during that. So Finale has certainly been on the receiving end of that PvP. You're right.
Yeah, those games were actually a little bit strange, I have to say. Not your usual PvP, very aggressive Finale, and Welmu, he's supposed to be the very aggressive player, but in those games that he played versus Finale, we saw him opening with some quick expansion, so he's capable of doing anything here.
He certainly is. As we now jump into game number 1 for this PvP series, I'm sure this is going to be extremely entertaining, as both of these guys really bring some awesome PvP to the table here between Welmu and MC. As we have spawning up to the top left-hand corner, our red Protoss representing SK Gaming and Korea. Give it up for SKMC. The Boss Toss. Spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner, he's a Finnish phenom representing Finland and NRS. Give it up for Welmu.
A Finnish phenom?
The Finnish phenom, man.
You found a stage name for Welmu already.
I've already got it. It's down. It's down.
Welmu, in some of the previous PvPs that he played, especially versus Finale, he liked to open with double gas very early on every single time. And then from there he can mix it up. He can put either 2+2 on his gases, 2+3, 3+3 if he wants to take very heavily. So I don't expect anything else here out of him. Pretty sure he's going to open with 2 gases, and then from there he can... There's lots of possibilities. That's the thing with Protoss versus Protoss. But Welmu, he's one of those players, if he sees there is a hole in somebody's build order, he's going to go for it. Yesterday he played against Naniwa on ladder, and Naniwa took a 3rd base, and then Welmu was... When he saw the 3rd base go down, he looked at me and he said, I just won. And he just made mass units, he attacked, and it worked. So basically, that's the kind of guy Welmu is. If he sees you expand too early, he knows that he won already, or he thinks that he won already. He goes for an attack and he tries to punish you for what you're doing.
Were you behind him when he was playing this game? Like,
yeah, I was behind Welmu. He looked at me, he's like, I'm winning, I win, and he kept repeating it. So that's, and the same thing goes with MC.
Yeah.
MC is one player who really tries to punish his opponents for their mistakes, or for anything that they might do poorly, their build order, any mistake he will try to punish. So now, these 2 guys, they have, I guess you could say, a bit of a similar style. They go up against each other.
Yeah.
We're gonna have fireworks, I think.
Yeah, both of them very, very invested in Blink a lot of the times. They both do like it a lot, especially in this matchup, also against Terrans as well. But now Welmu here, just going to push that probe away, as both players do have guys in gas. Only 2 in each gas here for Mr. MC, whilst 3 in each gas for Welmu. Yeah. So a little bit of a deviation already.
Yeah, look, he's already mined about 50 more gas, and Welmu might go for some tech-heavy build there. One thing to note is that... Welmu, he didn't scout. He only scouted his expansion for proxies, so only MC scouted here. MC, he saw that Welmu was mining quite heavily gas right now, but Welmu has no idea what his opponent is doing, so from there he needs to do a very safe build. And you see he gets the Mothership Core in the Twilight. Whoa, MC is going to be able to see it. So smart by MC.
Oh. He should be able to see it, yeah. And there you go. He already spots that building going down and clicks on it just for that confirmation. So already, I have to give a little bit of the lead to MC despite all of that. He knows what his opponent's already doing.
Does he cancel, do you think?
I don't think he does, but... Because it's already so far gone, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, if your opponent, if you can completely trick him, you need to think
as well.
You have just a few seconds basically to decide. He saw a Twilight. What is he gonna do? And what do I do to counter it?
Yeah.
He saw a Twilight, so he will go Robo. So then I cancel and I go Stargate. But Welmu, you know, he's not going to bother trying to cancel and trick his opponent. He's just going to one of the quickest Dark Shrine you can go for.
Yeah, and well, I mean, behind this, MC decides, hey, I've seen a Twilight Council. I better get a Robo facility to get an observer out.
Stargate, man.
Yeah,
it would have worked.
It technically would have worked, but would it not have been quite late in that regard?
Yeah, a little bit later, but as long as your opponent can't spot it until it's up, it's still okay. And if you look at MC right now, he has no way to scout. I mean, he's sending a probe across the map. He's maybe going to proxy a pylon and then send it in. But he shouldn't be able to spot whatever Welmu is doing. Oh, wow, Welmu, he sneaked a probe across the map and he's proxying already a pylon.
Yeah. Now, I've got to ask Todd here, from a Protoss perspective, once you get a Twilight Council spotted and, you know your opponent's going to be getting a Robo facility at this point, how does Welmu play out with this Dark Shrine? Did he just try and do damage? And
very interesting question, actually. He should warp in only one Dark Templar, send it in. If he starts getting shot from up the ramp, he can pull back. And if there is no detection, he can try to get up the ramp. But usually you will always expect your opponent to have walled off his ramp and to be ready to force it. And see, MC is even going to see the Dark Shrine there. So Welmu might not even send a single Dark Templar there. He's got the Dark Shrine, but he's not committed to anything. He warps in one single Dark Templar and he starts an expansion.
And also, I have to ask again, does the threat of this Dark Templar now, even with an observer out, does this keep MC back for a little bit whilst he's trying to expand?
Yeah, MC, he cannot really move out at this point. If he moves out, the Dark Templar might run into his base, and then he will need a lot of units back at home to help defend. I'm surprised Welmu is even trying to go up the ramp here. Okay, he's gonna pull back. That's so smart. Look at the timing. The observer is about to come out.
Yeah.
So clever play.
Well, Welmu now sits back on his base and gets his Nexus up and running here. And well, that probe has not spotted it just yet. So a little bit of an interesting move there, IMC. And he doesn't really have... there we go. Okay, he did have the minerals to go for the Nexus because it was already queued up and it was going down. I was worried where all of his minerals were there for a second. But there we go. He's going to expand and play us out for a little bit of a longer game.
And MC, he has a few possibilities there. He could go for a War Prism and drop some Immortals to try and harass. He could just go into Colossus. That would be the standard play pretty much. Whereas Welmu, he has his own Robo. He's not in a bad position. I mean, the Dark Templars didn't do any damage. He's a few walkers behind, but he's going to be able to chrono boost a lot of walkers now. And he didn't spot... Did he spot the expansion of MC yet? Yeah, he saw it. So if you have an expansion and you know your opponent has an expansion, your first reflex should be to chrono boost exclusively probes to basically get ahead or at least keep up on the walker count.
And also shout out to Silicon Sports Bar in Australia from Mr. Maynard. I know Infeza might be over there as well. We miss you too, Australians, as we did hang out with those in Shanghai.
I miss him, but he doesn't miss me. He didn't mention me.
Who, Maynard? Oh, he's a tricky one. He is a tricky one. But anyway, now Welmu actually getting into the base here with this Dark Templar. Despite there being an observer out, he finally got in and got 4, 5, 6. What? How did that happen?
He's the Finn Phenom, man. Of course.
He's the Finnish Phenom.
Of course he could sneak one Dark Templar in there. MC, he went for the Quick Forge, which I really like. In this matchup nowadays, since you have the Mothership Core to help with the Photon Overcharge, you can play a little bit more defensively when you expand.
Yeah.
So getting this Forge, you can't really get punished for it. And if your opponent skips upgrades and you're getting upgrades yourself, you're going to be in a great position. So Welmu, he's going to be getting his own Forge now. Because you see, he sent the Dark Templar in, he saw the Forge of MC, his first reflex was to throw down his own Forge.
Yeah, just kind of catching up a little bit there, knowing that his opponent wants to play out for a little bit longer. And, well, there are double production going on here behind this for SKMC, but whilst all that was going on, Welmu had a little bit of a probe lead. He had around 37 to some. Yeah. So he's still sitting very, very pretty, despite the the opener that MC had already spotted very early on.
You know, I really like Welmu's position right now. He's got the Walker lead. He's mining on his 2 gases at his expansion. MC is just starting his now. I think MC was maybe scared of an attack here. He's actually quite far behind. Welmu is going to start pulling ahead on supply. And look, he's getting War Prism. He could drop 2 Immortals in the main of MC, warp in, 3 extra zealots, and then attack with his main army at the expansion and his mothership core as well.
And importantly, that was denied the scouting of, so he hasn't seen this warp prism just yet. So it certainly could try and go for something, but that probe, oh, no, actually just redirecting that as well. And doesn't even, well, it technically would have gone over the vision of the watchtower. Oh no, actually I think it would just have skipped by that. But the blink is now on the way for MC, as is normal. And Welmu actually goes for charge. I really like that decision here.
Yeah, I like charge a lot better in this situation. I'm not sure why MC is getting blink. He's playing it very old school here. Welmu, look, he's throwing down a lot of gateways. I was surprised he sent his War Prism by itself across the map. Look, he's logging up a Dark Templar. This is actually really smart, because your opponent at this point, he will almost always have just a single observer at his expansion. So if you drop a Dark Templar in the main, he has to send it back, and then you send another Dark Templar in both bases at the same time. But MC, he's so smart. He's the boss toss. He's got 1 observer in each base.
Yeah,
so that shouldn't be able to do anything.
Very, very nicely done. He's even got +2 weapons cranking out as well here. Palin goes down behind this expansion, so Welmu's looking to take that. And again, he has a lot of gateways about to finish up. So if he wanted to, if he had to reinforce very quickly, he could do, as he's just powering up a little bit with taking that 3rd base soon as well. And again, he has charge finishing, which in my mind gives him an advantage over MC's army if he has a lot of zealots.
Yeah, Welmu has caught up on the upgrades here. He started his +2 just a little bit after MC, and he's gone up to 9 gates in total, whereas MC, he's just adding 3 extra ones now. He's gonna be only on 6 gates. 6 gates versus 9 gates. I mean, this is a game of numbers at this point. MC, he's making the cannons in his mineral lines. He knows there's this possibility of having some DTs attack him. And Welmu, he keeps on scouting very well. He sees that MC will probably go for a 3rd, but he already started his own 3rd, so he's going to increase his lead from there.
It's like, yeah, for MC, you've got a lot of Immortals out right now, but if I'm not actually making any stalkers, it doesn't matter too much. Yes, it would come along eventually if Welmu would want to transition into Colossi, and having those Immortals eventually trying to gain the core of the army would be very nice for him, but I don't think Welmu's going to be going up to that just yet.
I think Welmu is actually going to pressure very hard here, because he knows he's going to get his 3rd base earlier. If he takes the gases at his 3rd and saturates them as soon as possible, then he just has to keep on pressuring the 3rd of MC, making scared of an attack, and then MC, if he doesn't start mining his gases at his 3rd base for too long time, 4 gases against 6 gases, you're not going to do very well in this matchup.
And Welmu has to be careful at the 3rd, but at the same time going for the aggression in the main with that Dark Templar. So pulls on back, there was just too much firepower there for Wem's MC at his 3rd base, and the blink forwards does not get the Warp Prism there in the end. Dead even on supply right now, and Welmu is going to go to Colossi, but I think he just added another Immortal, so it's 4 to 5, so he isn't losing out too much in that regard either.
I'm surprised he's not getting a 2nd Robo at this point. But Welmu, look at his 3rd base. The ask and you shall receive.
Exactly.
But look at the 3rd base of Welmu. He's already mining from both of those gases. He's getting a 2nd cannon. And look at the 3rd base of MC. I mean, this is the story of this game. Welmu always ahead. He's ahead by more than 10 walkers right now. Both players start with their +3. But there is no tech to Colossi in line for MC here. So he's just going to be so late on that, or he could go into Tempest, but that will take a lot of time as well.
I think the fact that Welmu actually caught up with his upgrade, his weapon upgrade here, is testament to how far ahead he was. Oh, nice pick off there by MC though, getting that Warp Prism, denying a little bit of an opportunity for Welmu to do more damage later on. But Welmu's army will gather a lot of strength very soon here once these Colossi start cranking out.
65 walkers to 65. I think MC, he might go for a timing here, because like I said, he's not going for Colossus tech, he's not going for Tempest tech. He should know by now that he's going to be facing Colossi, but no, he didn't even send any hallucination. MC never saw the robotics bay of Welmu. So he's actually doing very minimal amount of scout here, which I'm surprised about. MC is moving forward. I do think his best chance is to hit now before it's too late, but he's getting charged. Can he really attack while charge is halfway through done?
I mean, is that just what MC needs to do? He just needs to know that what his opponent's building here and then try and counter that straight up?
Exactly.
All right.
That's how you play good StarCraft.
All right. Well, MC now moving into a position here. He does have the Archon advantage, but not a whole lot more. Whoa, one Colossus comes out in the worst position possible and does die off.
Oh,
it's going to have to be a recall.
He's going to try feedback.
Can he get it? Can he get it? Oh, he feedbacks, but it comes out just after. And Welmu does not get the full kill on his opponent's army, but importantly, he didn't get the kill on the Nexus, which is what MC was hunting down there.
I think MC just saw his whole life flash in front of him here.
Oh, he was so close.
He saw the Templar, he's like, oh my god, and he recalled right on time. That was very, very close. You would have lost right there.
Oh, yes. Definitely.
If he didn't have time to recall.
The fact that those Colossi were there and just so much firepower.
Stargate going down by MC.
Can he actually get this out in time, though? If Welmu wants to just max out and just go straight across, I'm assuming it's for Tempests, right?
The thing is, he sniped one of the Robos, so Welmu is not going to have as many Colossi as he should have. And if MC plays very defensively, like if he gets to pick the Concave, if he has the Photon Overcharge, it will be okay. Actually, look at that Archon on the third base of MCs. Is it stuck in there? I think it's stuck. Help the poor guy.
Oh, poor little guy. Yeah, I think he is as well. So unfortunately for him, cannot get out. Actually, you know, one Archon alone. It's a lot of firepower, a lot of tanking potential for that engagement. Fleet Beacon's on the way with a second Stargate. But if Welmu just sends a Hallucinated Phoenix, which he is, then he's going to spot this quickly and then know exactly what's coming, knowing the timing of it.
Yeah, he could actually hit a 5 Colossi timing before there is a single Tempest out on the map.
I don't think he clicked on that Fleet Beacon just then. But
seeing a Stargate here is a big tell, regardless.
He didn't see the Stargate either.
Oh, yeah.
So he still needs a little bit of information here, but he's going to max out soon and could go for engagements. He has recall on his mothership core as well.
It's Welmu, man. He's going to go for timing anyway when he's maxed.
Yeah, and look like we'll push on forwards here with those Zealots actually tanking a lot and kills off a few units, pulls back for now.
We have a big Zealot run by on the other side, and that's very clever because Zealots, they're pretty much dead meat in those Death Ball versus Death Ball situations. You just want to sack them to try and do some damage to the economy of your opponent.
And a lot of damage trying to be done in the main here. It did prevent a warp in as that warp prison did go down, and the Zealots also at the natural trying to kill off that Nexus. They're going to get it as well. This is a great pick up there for MC, as he does limit a lot of his opponent's income right now. But Welmu's army still maxed out, could go for engagements.
It is a great pickup, but Welmu is already on the force base and he's already mining from his 2 gases there, so Welmu is still in a very dominant position, but MC, he's getting his first 2 Tempests there. If he can buy himself enough time to reach, say, you need 5 Tempests to one-shot the Colossus. So if he gets 5 Tempests, or even just 3, you can 2-shot this Colossi. He might be able to come back in this game.
Oh, a lot of Zealots going to die off for free though here. Once again, that might be a bit of a trigger here for Welmu to just say, right, well, it's time to go. But at the same time, he's still trying to defend against all of these pokes and prods on the other sides as well here. So
MC is actually mined out in his main. And he hasn't started the force.
Well, this is going to be... unless MC actually kind of gets his production going, his income going again, this is going to be all that MC has for quite a while.
I think, he's finally starting the force base. And if he just stays at his watchtower and he uses the Tempest very well to snipe the Colossus from afar, even before the fight begins, if you have the vision is power when you have Tempest, he might be able to do okay. But I mean, overall, I do still think that Welmu is in the lead with all these Colossi.
His army is so good, but he's not making full use of it because MC is actually buying the time necessary to keep this army back. He knows his opponent's army is strong. He knows he has to buy this time to get those Tempests out. If they come along, especially with plus weapons as well, that'll be very, very good here for MC, who is doing damage to his opponent's economy over and over.
Yeah, and Welmu, he started proxying some pylons across the map, but MC is just going to deny that for the moment. I'm surprised Welmu is playing so defensive here. He could just keep on attacking, try to trade, because I do think that he will trade better now than when there will be more Tempests out. And MC is stopped at 4 Tempests here. Okay, never mind, he's got 6. And well, he's gonna one-shot this Colossi.
Yeah, that's a very, very strong army here that MC has as well. He bought himself the time, and now once the engagement comes, Welmu's gonna have to take it very, very nicely. That being said...
look at the army supply and worker supply. Welmu has 153. More than 20 more army supply, actually. I wasn't paying attention to that.
It's a big army, but he is getting those Colossi. He tried to hallucinate some as well here to try and deny, actually, from some of these from being focused down. But look at that, still MC taking them out 1 by 1. They go down. This isn't the best place for Welmu to engage at all here. A lot of his Archons are dancing around in the back. MC has the better position and the better composition as he moves on forwards, killing off a lot of Welmu's army right now. What a fantastic game number 1 by MC. And there you go, GG.
Wow. And Welmu, because he lost this many walkers earlier in the game to those Zealot run-bys, he had so little walkers that he had no economy there at the end. He was mining on so many gases, and he had a lot of gas, but he didn't have any money to reinforce with like 15 or 20 Zealots in the fight. So there was basically almost no reinforcements made in this fight, which is always bad. When you have you need to reinforce. A lot of those fights are going to go down to who can reinforce better and reposition a little bit better during the fight.
It's a very, very impressive play there by MC. He knew he had to buy that time, and he did it so nicely. And now Welmu, looking at game number 1, has to reevaluate what he wants to do there. He can't just sit in the middle of the map and be stagnant with his army that was very strong, but never found the opportunity to go straight across the map for that killing blow.
I'm really surprised. This is not like Welmu. This is not the Welmu that I know, who always goes for it, who says, I win, who's confident and just attack.
Yeah, so now going into game number 2 here, as we have Welmu checking out Team Liquid, keeping himself calm. It's important, man. He has to check what people are writing about him. It's normal. The Finnish Phenom trying to come back in game number 2. Star Station is our map. We'll see if he can do it.
Yeah, Star Station is pretty interesting too, because this is such a good map for Blink Stalkers. It's just like Antigua Shipyard. Remember all that room that you had to blink in, blink out, do some harass? Star Station is very similar in that regard, but then again, it's only cross map. You have some possibilities for some proxies as well, and as opposed to Antigua Shipyard, this is actually much harder to scout all the proxy possibilities on this map.
Certainly. All right, now jumping into game number 2. SKMC currently at 1 game up, looking very good here in game number 1, really dealing with how Welmu plays it out, and spawning up to the top left-hand corner is that man, spawning as the red Protoss, representing SK and Korea. Give it up for SKMC. And down to the bottom right, we have our blue Protoss, looking to upset and turn a lot of heads here in WCS Europe Round of 8, representing Finland and NRS. Give it up for Welmu.
PvP is Welmu's matchup. It's his favorite. He always performed very, very well in this matchup he has so far in this tournament. But in this first game, I have to say, he didn't take the right decision. He could have literally, I think, A-moved the third base of MC at some point, traded the army. Maybe he wouldn't have killed him, but he would have traded so well that after that he could have just finished with one more attack. But he was too passive. He took a page out of my book. He just sat back and tried to take bases and play like a standard macro game without making anything happen.
Yeah. He was so stretched. He was sitting in the middle of the map, bouncing between base after base, trying to deny the aggression from MC that he just couldn't deal with. And if we hark back to games from Welmu in the round of 32, I believe, where he was playing against Baby Knight, it was almost a complete role reversal. Baby Knight was the guy that was going for the aggression on either side, trying to, draw his opponent's army in the middle. But MC took the initiative in game number 1 and brought Welmu's fight to him. And now, here in game number 2, Welmu, he has to keep himself composed across a very, very large area. So it'd be interesting to see what he actually wants to pull out here.
And Welmu didn't scout at all for any kind of proxies, even inside of his base here. Whereas MC, he scouted with 2 probes. He sent one to his natural to check there was no proxy there, and one inside of his base, in the bottom left-hand corner of his main, to make sure there was nothing there. So MC here may be a little bit worried. Maybe he knows about the reputation of Welmu to be a very aggressive player. The thing is, I haven't seen Welmu do too many proxies, although he's very aggressive.
Nowadays.
He knows how to all in. Really?
No, I'm saying nowadays he hasn't done as much, right? I mean, it used to be in the past where he was doing a lot of aggression, but now he's kind of transitioned into more of the... Oh, proxies, my apologies. No, you're right. He hasn't done really much of that at all.
I thought you were going to tell me like you...
I see that all the time.
You casted thousands of games of Welmu where he proxied.
No, man, sorry. I stole your thunder. Anyway. Well, what do we have going on? We have the Mothership Core on the way here for MC and a proxy pylon very early.
The double gateway for Welmu, I like this on this map. He's just going to open, I think, 3 Stalkers and then maybe take an expansion with some sentries. Oh, MC is proxying. His third pylon there. Proxy Stargate, I think.
Yeah.
He might be anticipating a quick expansion by his opponents. Against which, if you go 3 gateways plus 1 Stargate and you open like 1 Oracle and then either Phoenixes or Void Race, you're going to do very well against that. And remember, this is a map where the area between the ramp, between your main and your natural, you can do a lot of work around there. You can really like lock your opponent inside of his main. Your opponent is always going to be afraid of the possibility of blink. But here, MC, this was a very, very quick Stargate. I do think we are going to see an Oracle there.
Probe sees what it is to see for MC as well in the form of 3 gateways that, well, 2 finished and 1 going down. Hasn't seen this Robo Facility just yet, though, so... it depends on where the Stalkers are positioned, though, for this, I think.
But Welmu is going for the triple gate pressure here, and MC, he's got only 1 gateway. He's adding 2 more now, but Look at the warp gate timing. Welmu's, it's about to finish. He's gonna start proxying a pylon. He's gonna have lots of stalkers there, 3 in total. Whereas MC, he's got only 2. He's starting a 3rd one just now.
MC needs to make sure he's defended at home.
Oh, the Oracle.
Where is it?
It's almost finished.
Okay. Right, well, doesn't MC also need like a sentry at home or something?
If Welmu warps across the map now, he's gonna have nothing at home. He warps in 3 stalkers across the map. This Oracle is gonna be the happiest Oracle alive.
Is he chrono boosting gateways or anything like that? He doesn't have much energy for chrono boost there either. Yeah, he doesn't have a clue. So the Stalkers move up into the main, but Photon Overcharge will be there to actually try and help this out. And meanwhile, the Oracle is going to try and get into the main here and do a lot of damage. The probes have to fully evacuate, and the recall. Oh,
yeah, that was the best thing he could do here.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. Welmu, he realized that MC, he had the Photon Overcharge up. He couldn't do any damage to him. He just recall home, make sure he didn't lose too many probes. How many?
24 to 22 right now.
5 probes were killed by the Oracle. That's just borderline where it starts being a little bit too bad. It's not the worst, obviously.
He does lose pylons over the other side of the map, though, so that's annoying here for Welmu. He didn't want to have to abandon that aggression. He could have sat outside of Photon Overcharge range for a while and then maybe poked him when it had dissipated, but unfortunately for him, no cigar, as MC provides the aggression himself, and he sees the Nexus going down.
Yeah. And MC, this is so smart. Behind this, he got the Twilight Council. If he realizes that Welmu, I think he saw that. Yeah, he saw that there was a robo. So from there, he can just go for a blink and just all in his opponents. Because he can keep on warping in Stalkers from there. He's got 1 sentry already, 2 Zealots, a few Stalkers, and I think if MC just all-ins, he can probably finish his opponent, but he might go for the expansion.
Well, he certainly may do, and it looks like that's going to be the case here. I don't mind it too much. It's just becoming a little bit more common. Well, I mean, it just is common now to actually go for these expansions. It's harder to break your opponent now because of things like Photon Overcharge.
Yeah, but remember, this is one of the best maps for Blink. You can just blink into the main, keep on doing some harass. I guess if you go for Blink, this is 170 seconds. Your opponent is going to have a very long time to be able to chrono boost some Immortals. Say if 2 or 3 Immortals finish, and if Welmu does his defense very well with Photon Overcharge, MC might not be able to break him, so he's not going to put it all on the line. Nice snipe.
Yeah, Envision used there with the Oracle just to make sure he could actually spot that. Very, very nice indeed. And Welmu, I mean, he sees the Twilight Council, he sees that whirring away, he saw Corona Boost on it, and behind this himself, he goes for Forge just to prolong this fight. So it really does seem as if he's happy seeing that and just going into a longer game, knowing that he can try and defend it, but he still has to be mindful.
Yeah, one Stalker is going to fall here, and I'm a little bit surprised by Welmu's decision to go for just a single Forge as a tech here. I would have expected him to go for a Twilight Council, go for a Blink himself, considering he knows he's up against at least 1 Stargate. And both players not able to scout too much except for MC with his Oracle. Oh, he's going to get some probes.
Oh, nice sniping out here from MC to actually take a few more probes again, but he might lose that to Photon Overcharge. It's going to be close. Oh, just one more shot would have taken that down, but now
the Stalkers, they could harass a little bit here, and
he's
then
going to force field.
Yeah, if he's force field the ramp, he's going to be able to.
Oh, very, very annoying here right now. He doesn't have Blink of his own, and Time Warp as well, just to add insult to injury here. MC playing out this game very nicely, just going for probe after probe. They need to evacuate to the ramp or something to keep them healthy. Yeah. Now he gets up, but that's too late.
Oh, MC, does he go for the kill here? He's trying to get some Stalkers before blinking out, and yeah, he's going to be able to get one of those, and MC is he's so far ahead from there. Welmu waited too late until he started chrono boosting out Immortals. He had just 1, and he's going to be getting a second one now, but MC is in a great position. From there, if he keeps on making walkers, actually MC is quite heavily supply blocked. He starts to pile on his expansion now, but...
Oh, and the force field once again. Oh, using that to actually bring down an Immortal. What a fantastic bit of decision-making here from MC as he kills off 2 very expensive units, and Welmu is being run ragged here.
He threw down a force field just before the sentry died here.
What a move, and he catches so many of those units on the other side as well. Welmu is being torn apart right now by SKMC. What can the Finnish Phenom do to beat the boss toss? As MC's looking great.
Yeah, this is the most cost-effective Blink Stalker harassment I've ever seen. Actually, MC overextending here a little bit. I know he has Blink, but could have just played it safe and pulled back, but he does not want to pull back. He wants to finish off his opponent and take the 2-0 lead in this series.
Yeah, the Oracle comes along with the army as well here to try and do some damage. Zealot's going to tank the damage from the front as well, as he's just going to start doing some damage at this ramp. And as he blinks up, taking out these Stalkers with the Zealots pinned up against it as well. There's very little left for Welmu. Army supplies 37-7. Welmu is down and out. GG. And MC What do you do to stop this man?
It's very difficult. I mean, he had a great opener here. He was very fortunate. If Welmu hadn't warped in the Stalkers across the map, if he had just 2 Stalkers back at home, he would have been able to defend well enough to maybe make his aggression by himself sometime, get some kind of expansion. But now, like, when you're across the map with all of your units and an Oracle flies into your middle line, the game is not gonna start very well usually for you.
Seemingly so. All right. So game number 3 will be on the way in a little bit here. MC taking a small break, seemingly, before we get into that 3rd game. And now Welmu, he has to win 3 games in a row to advance onto the round of 4 to get himself that guaranteed spot in the season finals at Gamescom.
By the way, did you see how many time warps this Mothership core had of MC? Like the ramp was perma time warp, man.
Yeah, that's a tough position to be in. It really is. Just the execution that MC was able to provide us with there was really, really good. It's rare that you actually see that kind of decision making and the position, the timings that he went for it as well. To blink up whilst the 2 Immortals are stranded without any other units, absolute point precision by MC.
Not just that, I think the transition as well to blink. When you go Stargate, you might feel committed to your Stargate and you might feel you have to make something out of it more than just 1 Oracle, but MC here, he saw the 3 gates, he saw the robo, he saw there was no expansion, he knew he had done some damage, so behind this, he just went for Blink Stalkers. He knew that on this map, it's a great choice, no matter what your opponent goes for, even if he goes for Immortals, and he was just able to pull it off. Welmu with a not good enough execution here to hold off MC's attacks and take the 2nd game.
Oh. And again, as I said, guys, he has to win 3 more games now to bring this back, as it's going to be a difficult one, I think. After seeing the way MC played the past 2 games, how does Welmu now go into this next game? It's,
you know, I said this is Season 2 Revenge of the Protosses, but I think what I really meant was Revenge of the Koreans. Although MVP did win the previous season, MMA already qualified for the World Finals, and now MC, he's 1 game away from making sure he's going to be there as well.
These past champions, man, if we have a round of 4 that's something like, I don't know, MMA, MC, Nanuar, and Vortex or Grubby, either one, it's just going to be a crazy, crazy round of 4. MMA and MC here in the first 2 series, proving that they are so strong.
They still got it.
They still got it, man. They still got it. MC does not have a Triple Crown, I don't think. Maybe he's got a mini one. But MMA does. So MC, not really sitting with that just yet.
Careful what you say, man. He might hear you.
He's
the boss toss.
He went to the bathroom. It's fine.
He could have you disappear
and now
if
he's
he
back. He's a bit of a mafia man.
He's looking at you.
Is he?
I'm just kidding.
Uh-oh. He's got a new pin as well. He has the GSTL pin as well, which is all right. Pretty good.
I don't have a single pin.
You don't have a single pin? Why haven't you won a GSL, Todd? God. What are you, Chobo? Don't hurt me, please. You're bigger than me. Anyway, all right, spawning. Oh wait, well, what am I doing? We haven't even loaded in. All right, I'm on autopilot. I'm so sorry. All right, Newcoat Precinct is our map. Welmu here, looking to get ready to bring it back potentially here. He needs to win 3 games in a row, whereas the boss toss, it's match point for him. All he needs is 1 more win to advance onto the round of 4, to face off against MMA, to seal himself a spot at the season finals. As we have spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner as our red Protoss once again. 2 games up representing SK and Korea. Give it up for SKMC. And down to the bottom left-hand corner, our blue Protoss needs to bring himself back. Will he be able to do it? Representing Finland and Neurosoft, give it up for Welmu.
I like Welmu's team shirt.
Yeah? The his team shirt is just the color yellow. Anything with yellow, they're happy, apparently.
Really?
I'm making it up, but maybe. Because he's mustard one in the round of 16, and now it's a mustardy stripe one.
Mustard?
Mustard, yellow, like mustard.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a special word, like always. For once, I got it, and then I didn't get that I got it.
No learning English today with me. Sorry about that. I'll teach you some Finnish later if Welmu actually takes the game. Well, I don't know much of that either. Anyway, so Welmu now just opening up with Gateway at normal time, as is MC, and Welmu this
for
time.
proxies.
Yeah.
I guess he saw White-Ra versus MC on Shakura's plateau a long time ago.
Oh, jeez, that was so long ago. I think White-Ra didn't realize that it was cross positions only, didn't he? And he scouted to a wrong location. That game sticks in my mind so much. Mainly because I think the prize pool was like exclusively for first place, wasn't it? MC like won everything, White-Ra got nothing. Weird times.
I liked White-Ra analysis of this game.
Yeah?
If I see it, it's GG.
It's true, man. It would have been a bit all right for him, but you can't disregard MC's control.
MC actually scouted quite early in this game. I'm a little bit surprised by this, especially when you open double gas like this. You're gonna be very mineral starved, and you see he's already on 2+3. I think MC might have something special in store here for us. Maybe a quick Stargate, a very fast Stargate without any unit, and then you get the Mothership Core and one Stalker or Zealot. This can be very good on this map.
Wow, that would be super fast. You're right, and that certainly could happen here. Welmu though, meanwhile. What is he going to do? What is he going to be up to? MC's Cybernet's core is going to finish up in a little bit, as is Welmu's, and he goes for the second gateway once again. So Welmu opening up relatively Stalker heavy, unless he wants to actually be a little bit more defensive and go for the sentry first. Options open to him.
I'm surprised MC had as much gas as he did there. I mean, he was on 3+3, and okay, he's lowered this to 2+2. He was mining a lot of gas. I really thought he was going to be for a Stargate or something, but he's chrono boosting out a Stalker here. I think he's maybe counting on Welmu going for a green. I think after he scouted, he did that just after he scouted. He was doing 2+3 and then he scouted. He saw that Welmu went for double gateway.
Yeah.
And I think he's anticipating a sentry being made first out of his opponent. So he's going to go for a big pressure with one Zealot, one Stalker and the Mothership Core as well. This is pretty clever. This could do a lot of damage. If Welmu's not ready, if he doesn't force field on time, he could suffer losses right from the start here.
He certainly has the firepower early on. Welmu, though, will have two Stalkers out pretty quickly as well.
By the way, do you remember this build by Welmu? Whose build is this? Sentry, then two Stalkers.
Is it yours one?
Oz build.
Oz build.
I am Shanghai.
Ah,
and he did very well with this. But look now, the Zealot got in.
It did, and that's annoying. As well as he's also going to work on that, and he's not going to be able to get any force field down on the ramp, but good time warp there prevents that sentry from actually escaping.
And the Stalker. The Stalker is arriving.
Uh-oh. Well, that is now going to go down. The thing is, though, he pushed back MC's Mothership Core, so it's going to be a little bit harder for MC to actually make something fully happen here.
Yeah, but he traded one Zealot for one Sentry and one Stalker. This is like the best trade ever.
That is pretty good.
He's not just the president, he's also into the economy and trading, man.
He's all about those exports and imports. He does what he needs to do. The thing is, though, is that Welmu's expansion, I think, is going to be up far quicker, unless MC just doesn't want to go for one and just goes straight for 3-gate aggression. How well is that going to work out against this?
I mean, it really depends. Welmu is getting his warp gate a little bit later. MC, no, he came back home with his Mothership Core here, and he has one Sentry back home, so he's just going to have 4 Stalkers across the map. I think Welmu should be able to defend this quite easily if he keeps on warping in units and doesn't commit too early. But MC, I mean, he should be starting his own expansion very quickly here if he wants to be able to keep up.
And also, if Welmu feels that his opponent had too many units there, we've seen him in the past. Whoop. Has to be careful, doesn't want to lose sentries. He loses one of them. Doesn't want to lose his Mothership Core as well, especially. Doesn't really have too much firepower. He's hallucinated Stalkers in the past to actually push things like this away, but that was when it had bigger numbers of Stalkers. So eventually, with his Warpins, should be able to deal with this. Oh, but more Stalkers are arriving here.
Oh, this is getting really scary here.
Yeah.
The Nexus is going to finish very, very soon. He wants to throw down the Photon Overcharge, but the Nexus has already got... He took so much damage, I think he might fall anyway.
Yeah, if he throws down the Photon Overcharge, and he forces the cancellation. A great move here by MC. Not overstaying his welcome, but getting his prize.
And you know, MC, he had to make this work here because he had no tech behind it. He's only on 3 gateways. There is no Twilight, no Stargate back home. He doesn't have a robo, he has nothing. So MC here, he makes this work. He goes for the contain now, and behind this, he's going to start his own expansion. I think he's going to be in a great position. Welmu already starting a robotics bay. I think he's going to go for one base Colossus all in.
And he started a Warp Prison there for a second, but then decided to cancel it. He's going to start it again here whilst Chrono Boosting it out. Phoenix saw that the Robo was being Chrono Boosted. I think he did. So he should know what's going on.
So MC has a choice. Then he can choose how to react to this. He could go, for example, for double. Like the best choice I feel here will be to go for double Stargate. Cancel his Robo, go for double Stargate. Chrono Boost out Void Race, almost auto win.
All right, well, we'll see what MC wants to do. You said he had choices to deal with it. Is there only that one choice, or is there something else that MC could actually do to shut this down? Just standard, bog standard gateway with robo defense?
You see he's getting a force gateway, so basically he's going to be cutting probes.
Yeah.
He's not going to get any more probes than he has now. He's going to be chrono boosting out exclusively immortals out of his robo, and with all the gateway units that he gets in support and the photon overcharge, he's just going to try to hold basically. I'm pretty sure that MC knows this is most likely going to be on one base, but look, Welmu, he goes for the he takes his natural now. I think that's clever, because like when your opponent reads too much into your build order and you know he's going to be ready for it, you should change up your plan a little bit.
Yeah, and because he's cutting probes, this gives Welmu a little bit of an opportunity to come back in, I should think.
But 34, I guess 34 to 29 is not that bad.
Yeah, and the supply block as well. So Welmu's edging himself back in a little bit. I like it.
Welmu is going to have the much earlier tech. You know how he could exploit this? Getting range and getting quickly to 3 Colossus. And then you move across the map and you just keep on shooting and then pulling back. But then it comes down to the time warps. Time warps playing such an important role in those big fights that you're going to have in Protoss versus Protoss. Actually, even in the small skirmishes. If you can kill 1 or 2 units more, if you can take a lead from just one time warp, it's always worth it.
And there was a small skirmish going on in that mineral line as Welmu tried to do some harassment, but does not want to overstay his welcome. That's a lot of stalkers. And that Warp Prism does not die off.
But Welmu is quite heavily supply blocked right now. Look at his robo. It's got a Colossus queued for a very, very long time there.
Oh. Yeah. And
he's not even getting... He's not getting a pylon right now. Oh, finally.
He just finally starts one.
Man, that was like... You know, at the score at the end of the game, you see like how long time you've been supply blocked max. It's going to be like 3 minutes this time or something.
Oh, poor Welmu. Well, that's not a good start for him here in terms of trying to come back from this. 3 Phoenix being sent out as hallucinations here. I was wondering as to whether or not he was just going to actually try and show these all together and not take damage on them.
One very good thing to do when you're playing Robo versus your opponent's Robo, to drop some Immortals and do some harassment, and that's exactly what MC is going to try to do here. You see, he's placed his Warp Prism at the bottom right-hand side of his main. He's just going to fly through this safe zone where you don't really expect to meet anything of your opponents. So he wants to get into his opponent's mineral line maybe, kill a few probes, and then once his opponent knows that this is what's happening, usually it gets much weaker as time passes by, so then you just pull back. But you know, he's invested into only 200 minerals to do this. If he kills, say, 5 or 6 probes, it's already done its job.
Yeah, it certainly would have done. It's 50 workers right now to 44 in favor of MC, so any little advantage you can get here is fantastic. Even Cannon's trying to go down, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. Photon Overcharge pushes that away, but again, just a few worker kills, not too much, but every little counts.
And I find it very interesting that MC doesn't seem to want to go for Colossus this game. He's getting the Templar Archives. On this map, I do think that this is one of the better maps to pull it off, because you have a lot of open space in the middle of the map. If you can flank your opponent with lots of Archons and Immortals, and he's just on Colossus tech, and he doesn't have Archons himself, it's not going to go very well for him. Then again, we've seen games being turned around. We've seen players with advantage throw games away because of bad fights. So anything's still possible in this game. I do think so.
Yeah, Welmu versus Duck comes to mind in that regard, my friend.
On this map too, right?
Yeah, exactly this map, as Duck just did not have the right army positioning at all. So if Welmu can take the advantage mid-game, perhaps, whilst MC is taking that 3rd base, though, it could be all right for him. Depends entirely on the positioning. But again, MC he holds all the cards right now, I feel. He certainly does. Aside from the Colossus numbers and whatnot and things like that, he's in the position.
Welmu is about to spot the 3rd base of MC, so from there he's going to have a choice. Does he say, I win, and then go for the attack? Or does he take his own 3rd and have a better chance?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be as easy as that this time. Unfortunately for our Finnish player here, as Warp Prisms and Warp Prisms say hi to one another, don't really do too much, and probably going to have to go away. Photon Cannon going down in response. He relays the message back home. Warp Prism, I found another one.
I think Welmu is going to say, I win here. He's moving across the map with lots of units. He's going to... I really think it's going to come down to the time warps here and the micro and positioning. Welmu was telling me yesterday that he thinks PvP is all about positioning. And although it's very important, I don't think this is all this is about. But in this game, the next fight is going to be extremely important. And I do think that this fight is pretty much going to come down to positioning. Whoa, MC is moving out.
Oh, well, this could get Very interesting, very quick. If he catches his opponent's army in that tight ball there, then it could be all right. But whoa, where are you going, Stalkers? MC throws away a portion of his army, but that leaves the Colossi a little bit vulnerable there, and he's forced to recall out. 2 Zealots get left behind, interestingly enough. But that could have gone really badly there for Welmu.
But for both players, actually.
Yeah.
If MC wasn't careful there, he could have gotten time warped, and then it could have gone very, very, very badly, because also keep in mind that he went for Blink first, not charge. MC, which is a little bit weird, I have to say. When you go for this, usually you get charge first.
These 2 photon cannons should be able to hold their own against these Zealots that aren't as wisely positioned, whilst there is a little bit of a warp prism down in the bottom left-hand corner.
Speaking of which, MC never started charge here. When you go for this style, you have to get charge.
Did he not?
Your strategy is charge loss, Archons, and Immortals. Welmu is the one getting charged.
Yeah.
What is this?
And he doesn't have as many Zealots as MC right now, but still, the potential to get a better positioning on your opponent with charge is far higher here if Welmu can eke that out. And he's also getting his +2 a little bit later than MC, well, a little bit quicker than MC's as well here. So, right down those gateways, 3rd base is up and running. Well, Prism Harassment, but he's poking at the front as well. So these Zealots draw him away. Whilst he tries to do damage at the 3rd.
He's gonna try to snipe the 3rd, I think.
Does he have recall?
He could get it, yes, he does.
Oh, he needs to bring all of his army together. He's trying to move it together so he can actually recall out once it dies off, and it does die, and he does recall. A good move there by MC, once again.
Yeah, and Welmu, he's already got the +2 attack upgrade, but MC is about to get it. He's finally started his own charge. He's got a Stargate in the back of his base. If he takes 2 Tempest from there, this is going to go even worse for Welmu than the previous game, which was already pretty damn bad in the last fight.
The army supplies right now 81 to 90 in favor of MC. So if an direct engagement comes, that's a lot of Colossi he has, but does he have enough on the ground to keep that stable? And also, does he spread himself out wisely enough? He needs to know that this fleet beacon's going down again.
Yeah.
And then once the transition's going, maybe go for an attack or something?
I think it's time for him to win.
It's time for him to win.
He's proxying a pylon. I think he's going to have a very short timing here now before there are Tempest to make an attack war for him. And you know what? Welmu's army is really scary right now. If he only gets Zealots and Archons from there, I really think that it's going to be so very hard for MC to win this game.
This is the timing though, right? Yeah. This is the moment. He has to make something happen.
And MC is sending a lot of units across the map. 4 Stalkers and a whole bunch of Zealots, so he's going to be missing those units in his army here.
He just knows how to buy time. Welmu, do you go home or do you strike at the heart of MC now? The army supplies once again still in favor of MC by around 15. Yeah. And these Zealots and Stalkers, they're not going to pull him back. Welmu's going to go for it. He knows he has to go.
Yeah, he has to go now. He's going to have to go big and not go home this time.
And that's a great concave here by MC as well. He pulls on back, but he needs to do the damage here. The Zealots charge on forwards. Those Colossi, are they going to be able to do enough here for Welmu? I don't think it's going to be enough just yet, as the Zealots have all died off here for Welmu. And the Archons and Immortals break on through with Zealots warping in as well. Welmu is on the back foot once again. MC taking a huge supply lead, doing damage back up, cancelling the 3rd base. MC is unstoppable.
Yeah, MC completely shut this down with some nice time warp and great concave. He attacked from so many sides, this Colossi. They never got the surface area attacking that they wanted. And look at MC's economy and supply now.
Wow. Welmu, he is going to lose the majority of his army. He's controlling this fantastically with his Colossi, but there you go. GG, well played. And MC clean sweeps it in the round of 8, moving on to the round of 4, and guaranteeing himself a spot at the season finals.
2 Korean for 2.
2 for 2, man. You know, it's funny because there was that point last season where I was like, you can never doubt MVP. He's going to come along and he's going to win everything. This season, we unfortunately had to doubt MVP. But MC is one of the same guys. You can never doubt this man. The Welmu came in with a lot of, backing behind him here in regards to his Protoss versus Protoss. But MC, the boss toss, just comes along and says, I'm the boss toss.
It's time to get back to rank 1 and in most earnings for MC.
He's certainly rocketing himself up there. He's very, very close right now. I think he's like 2,000 off, 2,000-ish. But that is it. I think he might have made it up with guaranteeing himself a spot at the season finals, actually, now that I think about it. So I think with that, he actually is at the top. Huh. There you go.
Tell him. I'm sure he'll be very happy.
Like, oh, so happy.
Welmu, I do think this was not his best series, but MC just completely outplayed him the entire series here. So, I mean, you should be able to recognize when you don't play your best, but when your opponent plays so well that it forces you into doing mistakes, then it's different, you know? It's not just you playing worse than you usually would. It's your opponent causing those mistakes, and that's
that's a very good thing to do if you're able to do that, obviously. MC taking the 3-0 win here. Never really felt like a Welmu had any momentum in this best-of-5 series. I do think that's this attack, I can't believe it went this bad. Like I did think it was going to be closer, you know. At the end of the fight, MC had like 6 Immortals alive and a few Archons. He was whopping in lots of Zealots to help reinforce. I really thought that this last attack on Newkirk, it was possible for Welmu to make it work. But maybe not enough Archons, I guess. And did he just have one time warp? I saw him throw down one time warp.
I think one, yeah. But then the angle of attack as well. The fact that MC had a great concave, realizing that attack was coming, was just fantastic. But now, guys, we can send it over to the winner himself, Mr. SKMC, along with Red Eye.
Thank you. Yes, with the winner in straight games as well. Congratulations, MC. Through to the semi-final. I think that's probably... Did you just expect it to be as straightforward as that, or did you expect more resistance from Welmu?
리스펙트가 그거예요.
너 그렇게 생각했는데 선명 여기서 자신 있었는데.
Yesterday, I had practiced a lot against Bipro. I won 5-2, and today I won 4-0. So I feel like it's winning time. So I want to say, Bipro, thank you, and well played, Welmu.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's very gracious of you. Your practice partner has helped you a lot right now.
In Korea, I have a lot of practice partner, but in Europe, I don't have a lot of practice partner. So I asked Bipro, can you practice with me? He, of course, and when I want practice, he always call. And today I want practice 12 p.m. So he, of course, I can help you. So just I think my PvP is level up now. This region is Bipro. He helped me a lot.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Badges on the shirt right now. You've got 3 of them there. We're very proud of them, obviously. It's been a while since you've won those matches. How important is it for you to win WCS Europe?
You know, I'm really doing bad in 2013, so I hope win, and my team won't win. So MVP is out this tournament, so I think it's my last chance. So I will do that.
Okay, how much importance do you put on records and, you know, winning lots of tournaments and things? So, for instance, you're second right now in the all-time winning list for money. This win means you're back to first, ahead of MVP. Does that matter to you? Do you care?
I don't care, but it's good. I'm number 1. Yeah.
Wow, number 1's always great. Ladies and gentlemen, MC is through to the semi-finals in straight games against the underdog. It was a David versus Goliath, as we predicted. And Sean is now going to bring you all the analysis you need to explain exactly how this man crushed his opponent.
Thank you, Red Eye. We're here at the Screen of Knowledge once again, where I'm going to be looking at Game 3 of that 3-0, where MC picked up a nice victory to move on to the semi-finals and, of course, to represent Europe at the Season 2 finals. Well, let's look at this first movement out, because I felt that, yes, Welmu was playing from behind. There was a certain point in the game where I felt maybe there could have been a better outcome for him. And I think it was with this movement out, when he has 3 Colossus. The longer the game goes on, the worse Colossus become, because when your opponent's on 3 bases, he has 6 gases to start to build a lot of Archons, a lot of Immortals, which roll over Colossus. We've seen that happen a lot this weekend, and we happen to see it again today. But what ended up happening is Welmu moves out with a new set of Warpins here. You know, it's not a terrible bad position for him, especially when he picks up these Stalker kills. So he gets a couple of free units, but then his units get caught way out of position. The Colossus are at the back, and he freaks out and is like, oh, can't lose them because they're very important, very expensive, so decides to pull out and go home. From this position, we see a very, very nice counterplay from MC, who uses the Warp Prism to get a positional advantage on his opponent. So he brings the Warp Prism into the main base, and this naturally forces Welmu to defend his main base. And it is a long walk without mobility and blink and so on that he doesn't have at this point to come defend the main and then upon when he realizes to defend his third base. And this was the big move that put MC in a very convincing lead and forced his opponent into one big final attack. So as we see now, the Warp Prism's in the main base, everything comes to defend it. MC comes in, picks his third base off, and this is the biggest move that MC played this game long. So he picks off that, and then he pings his way out of there and goes back to his third base. Now, we see Welmu with a must-go. This is a must-go situation. There's no way that the Colossus are going to be valuable come 2, 3, 4 minutes later, because 6 gases off 3 bases versus just 4 off 2 means that that count is going to rise. And then on top of that, the fleet beacon's coming down, which means when his Tempests arrive as game 1, there is no hope. So he has to go now. And if we fast forward it through, unfortunately, it's the end of Welmu here. He wasn't able to hit hard enough, hit fast enough, hit hard enough, and from this position, MC takes a nice victory. And it was all down to the very movement out there from Welmu, who went to recall back when he had a small chance to take a decent fight, and then with the Warp Prism play into the kill on the third. So good moves there by MC, and of course he will represent Europe. And I'm looking forward to that semi-final tomorrow. MC versus MMA is going to be a good one. But for now, over to you, Red Eye.
Thanks very much, Sean. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. MC versus MMA is a dream semi-final in any competition, let alone the WCS Europe Season 2 finals. That will be our 3rd match tomorrow afternoon. Make sure you're here for the 5th, 6th playoffs and the semi-finals and the grand final. We'll have a brand new champion in WCS Europe, and we are a couple of steps closer to finding out who they will be. Before we go into our 3rd match of the day, a little bit of news for you. Keep the tweets coming via #WCS, of course. We're still monitoring. And don't forget, you can also sign up for Premium. There is the opportunity to watch the end-of-season finals as well. You'll get 720p plus. You'll also get subscriber chat, so you can talk about it with your friends in there. And more importantly, get ready for it, Twitch. Get ready. You can also have subscriber icons. GG, OP. Yeah, they're all in there as well. So you can have a lot of fun with those. And I'm probably driving the mods mad right now, but there's probably a wall of text right now in Twitch chat. Keep it coming. It's all fun. Also, barcrafts all over the world right now are experiencing WCS Europe, WCS America, and of course the Korean finals earlier today as well. So a big shout out to you right now. If you're watching in a barcraft anywhere in the world, Blizzard have also done you a big favor, by the way. If you go to the main website, I think we can throw this up for you and show you. There's actually a dedicated page on WCS.battle.net, which is the barcraft page itself, and there is a list of events going on right now, a whole load of stuff going on. You can also submit your own events. As you can see right now, just picking out one because they're cool guys, and I know Maynard's listening. A big shout out to the Paloma Bar down in Melbourne right now. They've just gone, Red Eye just mentioned us. Yeah, hi guys. I hope you're having a fantastic day down there and enjoying more monumentally good StarCraft 2. And wherever you are right now in the world, in a barcraft, we hope you're enjoying the shows as well. We've still got 2 more matches to come. Who else is going to join the 2 Koreans in the semi-final? We are about to find out in our next matchup. Before that, we'll take a quick break. And when we come back, it's more PvP action.